Hey, what's up? This is Raulh of Please Act Right. Today's video about is a young lady who says that she is a believer in God, and she wants her husband. Now, for those of you all who are not believers in God, this is not about trying to make you believe in God. There's a point that we're making here in this video that has nothing to do with whether you're a believer or not. I was raised in church, and I know how it goes when you say you're a believer. So let's see if she really is on point.
And you're going to be like, God, what about me? Have you forgotten about me? And in those times, it's important to understand that your situation right now is not forever. And God sees your heart. God knows exactly what you want. One thing you need to know is what you want. Know exactly what you desire. Know exactly what's going to fit the need of your heart and of your soul. And I call that list deal breakers. On that list may be deal breakers, but the list is just a want list. What you want in a man. Like, I know personally that he has to be a believer. He has to be seeking after God, chasing after God. He has to love God more than he loves me. He has to be about his purpose, his vision. He has to be loving. He has to be caring. He has to be a family man. He must be financially stable. Like, all these things that I have just set the bar high. And even if the one that God has for me doesn't reach that, at least I know that I've had that standard, and I'm not going to entertain anyone that falls short of that. And I was out to dinner with my sister's boyfriend the other day because I was on the phone texting someone, and he was like, whoever that is making you laugh, but he better be earning 40k minimum. And I'm not a shallow person. I don't care about money or whatever, but just that little one thing, the guy that I was talking to, no way does not make that at all, not even the minimum. You just don't earn that at all. And not to say that's what I'm seeking after, but I know that the guy that I was texting, he's not bae, he's not my husband. So it kind of made it easier for me to cut him off because that standard had been raised, and it kind of made me feel sorry for that person because they fell below it. So I was just a bit like, no, just put my crown back on and kept it moving, you know? So sometimes you have to have these standards that will basically erase all of the nonsense, all the riffraff, that will basically cancel it all out. I would encourage you to write a list exactly what you... Ding, 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 ding. I have never prayed about my potential husband, my future husband. I've never prayed about him. I've never prayed to God that I wanted one. But I'm always like, but God knows my thoughts. He knows what I desire. Why do I even have to pray? But when I started to pray for him, I began to get happy and I began to get excited for the possibility of him. I prayed for him and his walk with God. I prayed for him in his businesses. I prayed for him in his finances. I was just praying for him and about him. And I said, God, when it's the right time, reveal him to me. And I pray that when he arrives, I will know him and he will know me. There won't be none of that, oh yeah, I'm not sure, I'll think about it. I've been there, done that. I'm not going to be somebody's option. I'm not someone's side. I am the main course. I am the one. And I really truly believe that when God has put two people together, there will be no doubt about it. There will be no, is he the one? Like, I feel like, for me, my story, I feel like that's how my story is going to happen. I'm going to meet him and I'm just going to know that this is him.
Now let's dissect what she's saying, shall we?
And you're going to be like, God, what about me? Have you forgotten about me?
No, God hasn't forgotten about her. God's trying to figure out what's wrong with her because she's not the believer she claims to be. She is seriously confused. Keep listening and I'll show you what I mean.
And God sees your heart. God knows exactly what you want. One thing you need to know is what you want.
One thing this young lady has to understand, what you want and what you need can be two totally different things. If you're a believer in God, you have to understand that you must trust what God has for you is what's best for you, even if it's different from what you want. Here's a quick and true story. Some of you all who have followed me, you know that I was in the military. When I signed up for the military, I wanted to become an automotive mechanic, but they put me in as an aircraft mechanic. And I was mad. I also signed up so that I could stay stateside, but I ended up going overseas. And I was mad. But what I wanted and what was best for me were two different things. And until this day, I am so happy that I did not get what I want. I'm glad I got what I needed. Because by 24 years old, I had been places and seen things that most people won't see in their entire lifetime. Simply because I was an aircraft mechanic and not a mechanic on cars. And if I could go back and change it, I wouldn't change a thing.
I call that list deal breakers. On that list may be deal breakers, but the list is just a want list. What you want in a man.
Now, she's talking about a list of attributes that she wants in a man. How much you want to bet everything on her list only benefits her. It doesn't benefit the man she's praying for.
Like, I know personally that he has to be a believer.
Now, this is extremely important because if two people come together and have different perspectives on religion and spirituality, it could ruin the relationship over time.
And even if the one that God has for me doesn't reach that, at least I know that I've had that standard and I'm not going to entertain anyone that falls short of that.
Did you catch that? Listen to her say it again.
And even if the one that God has for me doesn't reach that, at least I know that I've had that standard and I'm not going to entertain anyone that falls short of that.
Yep, you heard it right. This Christian/believer actually said, and even if God has the man for me does not fit the criteria of what's on her list, she's not going to accept him. Then why exactly is she bringing God into this? She should just find her husband all on her own with the list that she has. Saying you're a believer in God and he sends you one and you turn him away because it doesn't fit what's on your list is like telling God, God, you made a mistake. What did you say? I said you made a mistake. Woo! Do you want to repeat what you just said? Never mind.
The guy that I was talking to, no way, does not make that at all. Not even the minimum. You just don't earn that at all. And not to say that's what I'm seeking after, but I know that the guy that I was texting, he's not bae. He's not my husband.
So her assistant's husband says whoever she's texting on the phone better make at least $40K a year. She says she's not a shallow person and she doesn't care about money. But she knows the guy that she's texting doesn't make that kind of money. So she knows he's not the one because he's not blessed in his finances like the guy she has on her list. But she says she's not shallow. Remember when she said this?
And I'm not a shallow person. I don't care about money or whatever. But just that little one thing, the guy that I was talking to, no way, does not make that.
So what exactly does she mean by blessed in his finances? She wants him to make a lot of money, but she's not shallow.
So it kind of made it easier for me to cut him off because that standard had been raised, and it kind of made me feel sorry for that person because they fell below it.
No, you really don't feel sorry for him. He doesn't make the amount of money that you want in a husband, so it's easy for you to cut him off.
So sometimes you have to have these standards that will basically erase all of the nonsense, all the riffraff, that will basically cancel it all out.
If you don't make the amount of money equal to the man that she has on her list, you are nonsense and riffraff, and she doesn't want to have anything to do with you.
I have never prayed about my potential husband.
Okay, because like you said, God knows what you want, God knows your heart. Okay.
But when I started to pray for him...
Wait a minute, wait. She just said that she didn't have to pray for a husband because God knows her heart. Now you're saying you're praying for him. Oh, man.
I began to get happy and I began to get excited for the possibility of him. I prayed for him and his walk with God. I prayed for him in his businesses. I prayed for him in his finances.
That's exactly why she's getting excited. She was praying for his businesses and his finances. Because if he marries her, she gets the benefit from all that money. But remember, she's not shallow.
And I said, God, when it's the right time, reveal him to me.
He's not going to reveal him to you anytime soon. Here's why. Notice everything she prays for was about blessing his businesses and his finance. The only thing she said outside of that was praying for his walk in God. The only time the timing is going to be right for her to get this husband is when she gets her mind right. Did you all notice that throughout the entire video, she never said a word about what she's going to do for that man that God blesses her with when she get him in order to keep him? Everything she's talking about and praying about benefits her. The sad thing is, she has a channel full of female followers who's actually listening to her, and she's leading them in the wrong direction when it comes down to believing in God and your prayer for a husband. She's saying what's on her list is first and foremost, and God comes second when it comes down to choosing which man she's going to be spending her time with. If you're really a believer, you want God to give you what's best for you, not just give you what you want.
That when he arrives, I will know him and he will know me. There won't be none of that, oh yeah, I'm not sure, I'll think about it.
Oh, I get it. She's talking about those fairy tale movies she's been watching. Meeting the right person doesn't always mean you're going to know that's the right person right off the bat. Sometimes it takes time to get to know someone before you actually fall in love with them.
I feel like for me, my story, I feel like that's how my story is going to happen. I'm going to meet him and I'm just going to know that this is him.
So if fireworks are not set off the second she meets him, she'll just walk away. And that, my friends, another reason why a lot of these women will never get married. If it doesn't go the way they imagined it or dreamed it, or he doesn't fulfill all the things on her list, you're instantly not the one. Unfortunately, women like this figure out that that's not the way it's probably gonna go when it's too late, after they hit the wall. To my understanding, she was 27 years old when she made this video, and she's still single at 33. Exactly what age is the wall? If you're looking to get in a relationship or a marriage, it's not all about you and what you want. It's about us. What's best for us. And until women like her get her mind right, they will continue to give bad advice and stay single. Hey, somebody had to tell you, and I love you, so it might as well be me. Don't forget to subscribe and click that notification bell to get notified when I post a new video. I post a new video every week. And in the meantime, will you please act right? My name is Raulh. See you in another video. So if you enjoyed this video, check out one of these two videos right here. I'm sure you'll enjoy. And if you want, you can go to my channel and check out videos I have there. I got plenty of them. Go ahead. Don't be scared.